It's Psych Ups with Brian. It's time to get psyched up. So, today I want to talk about Halloween. What is the more perfect example of role control? And what is the more perfect example of playing roles than Halloween? Halloween is the day that we get to, even as adults, play pretend and pretend to be someone other than ourselves, right? So, this is a really fun day. Halloween's always been held a special place in my heart. I always loved Halloween. And so now for this Halloween, I am going, okay, this is kind of funny. This Halloween, I threw something together. We were doing something on Monday, so I kind of threw something together at the last minute. Okay. And what and what I did here was I got kind of a fun costume, but guys, I want you to, get nice, fun costumes today. Halloween is a fun day to celebrate. And again, I talk a lot about role control and being aware of your different roles that you play. Okay, and so you're playing. Obviously, we play a lot of roles in our family, and even if you think about it, like a football or baseball team, every different player has a different role on that team. Pitcher, catcher, outfielder, second baseman, they all have to fill their role. And it's the same with your family, mom, dad, kids. Everybody has to play their part, play their role in the family and in business. And that's where a lot of role theory began, like 100 years ago, was when George Mead wrote a book about role theory and how people fit into society based on roles. And so we all kind of fit into society and fit into our jobs based on roles that we play. Some are very good at playing their roles. Some, what if you get fired at a job? Okay, what does that say about you? That says you're not that great at playing that role, or you were not focused at playing the role they wanted you to play, or maybe you thought the role was different than they thought it was. Okay, but that's what it comes down to. And it's the same thing with your work right now. Whatever role you play for that company, they see it a certain way, you see it a certain way. Hopefully, your views are the same. But Halloween is our chance to do what? To play a different role. So if you play a pirate, when I talk about playing different roles, guys, I talk about, like, what if you want to play a pirate? So a pirate has scripts, they say. A pirate has a wardrobe, and all the costumes on Halloween are all different wardrobes. So I kind of didn't have a costume. We were going to a party and I threw together this. I went through my closet and I found when we went to Cuba. And this is when we went to Cuba and I got this shirt and it has the 50s theme. So I thought, awesome. And I said, okay, I guess I'll go 50s. So that's what I look like. And I'm going to go like that tonight. I actually put on this shirt and some jeans and I slick my hair back and I do a mustache and stuff. So it's kind of funny. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. But I want you to really use Halloween to think about the different roles that you play in your life and the roles that you could play. Obviously, we all want to play what role? Most of us on here want to play the role of real estate winner, right? And so I want you guys to be able to play the role of real estate winner. So there's scripts to playing that role. There's a costume. There's a wardrobe to playing that role. If you're doing video chats, which I want you to do, I want every role you have that you want to play a lot. You should have a memory matrix. You should have your top 3 memories that make you confident about doing that role. Okay, so when I play pickleball, my memory matrix is I once tried out for a baseball team, and I on the tryout day, I was like better than everybody by a really long shot. So I remember that. And then I remember a guy I used to play tennis with who had some really great shots. And I think of him and his attitude. And so you have certain memories that you call up to play certain roles effectively. So with this 50s, look at these. I got these really cool wolf. I would never now. Would the role of Brian Wolf? Would I normally go around wearing these? No, but that's what's so fun about Halloween. You get a chance to put on a costume and play a different role in your life. And so again, this is what we're actually going to a costume party tonight. And so I am going to put this 50s costume on. And basically it's, just what I'm this shirt, which I pulled out at the last minute. So what are you guys going for? Tell me what you're going to go for if you're going out for Halloween. So again, that's what I look like when I do the slick back hair and the mustache and the goatee. So that's what I'm going to put on tonight. And that's the great thing though about Halloween is it sort of gives you a free pass to play any role you want. And sometimes, these are roles that secretly you'd like to play. And now that's the way I want you to think about Real Estate Winner. Real Estate Winner is a role you really want to play. And so get the costume right, get the scripts right, practice. In fact, that's a role that you're practicing as you're doing. So every time you're talking to a real live seller, it's like a role play. And you're role playing being a real estate winner, and you're getting better at it as you role play. So that's a great thing about Halloween. So are you guys going as anything fun? Okay, happy Halloween. Look at all those great emojis. There's some fun ones. Yes, they are cool. I would wear them all the time. Oh, these, yes. But then again, that's your role. Hey, great to see you, Doris. All right. So happy Halloween. And but again, guys, I do want you okay, but definitely only handing out candy. Yes. So a lot of us will do that. A lot of our neighbors will camp out in the driveway with a table. It's really nice here. It's beautiful weather on Halloween. So it's going to be like, 80 degrees and balmy tonight. I remember I used to have to put on a winter coat sometimes to go out trick-or-treating, and what a drag that was. It ruined my costume sometimes. So that was always fun. Halloween was always a big holiday for us in the Wolf House. And we did a haunted house where people would drive from far away and park in front of the house, and the kids would all get out and they'd go through a couple times, and then they drive away. People would drive and drop their kids off to go to it. So it was really well known. So both my parents and the parents next door and their older son. So we had like 5 adults and a whole bunch of kids all dressed up for this haunted house, and just watching the kids go through, and we were all spooky. And I played a werewolf, a wolf man. Of course, our last name is Wolf, so I always liked playing a wolf man. So that we just have a lot of fun with Halloween, and it is really the best holiday in terms of role control to think, wow, so I can just take on another role, and I can walk around in society and play another role. Well, and for Halloween, you can, some crazy role, but you can do it in your regular life. You can really have a role chart, and that's where it starts. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about this more because I'm in production now on shooting the videos and that. So the role charts really help you. And guys, you know what? I'm going to give you guys a sample role chart, and you can get a good idea of this. And you just fill out the role chart for whatever role you want to play, like Real Estate Winner. And that gives you the memories you want to be thinking of when you're in that role, the wardrobe you're going to wear, or the costume, and the thoughts you think, the affirmations that are tied to that. So if you want to play the role of Real Estate Winner, what's your affirmations? I love real estate. I love making closing calls. I love helping people. I love helping sellers and buyers. So again, that's the scripts or the affirmations for a real estate winner. They're very different for a mom or dad. I want to be a great dad. I love my kids. I spend a lot of quality time with my kids, that kind of thing. So playing different roles is really where it's all at, right? Could have been 50s. Yeah, could have been 50s. Yes, and I love 50s stuff. When I was in 8th grade, American Graffiti came out, and I bought that album. It was one of the first albums I ever had. It was a big orange album with the girl on the roller skates serving the waitress. So that was awesome. Okay, so good morning, and just letting you know, you are not on Facebook. Okay, that's the problem. All right, that's why. Okay, okay, I was wondering what was going on here. All right, I'm gonna have to post this over. I don't know what happened on LinkedIn. Thank you for letting me know that. So you guys must have had to find me a little bit there. Some of you guys who don't. Oh, it's cold in the 50s there, Doris says. Yes. So, okay. Oh, everybody's coming to me. Yes, thank you for letting me know that. 50 degrees. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking about the 50s because I'm doing a 50s costume tonight. All right, so guys, have a great Halloween. I want you all to Enjoy yourselves, play different roles. Take this opportunity. If you say, oh, I don't want to go through all the hassle of putting on a costume and stuff, think of the fun aspect of being able to play a different role that's not you and be a different person. And that's the fun thing about life is you play a lot of different roles. And I want you to play them great. So I play role. Let's see. Halloween is fun. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Halloween is fun. Halloween is fun. Playing roles is fun. Yes, playing roles can be fun. So let's think about playing these fun roles. So take 3 deep breaths. Nice deep breath in. Good. Let it go. Another deep breath in. And one more. We always like to do that because I always want you guys doing that as part of your regular health routine, and it's easy to do. And so I like to remind you to do it. Happy Halloween. Everybody have a great weekend. It's nice that it falls on Friday. And so it's a perfect setup for a wonderful weekend. So everybody have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday. Keep expecting success, getting awesome training from the Wolf Couple, taking action on Halloween, and playing great roles.